Hey everybody, Alex Kazora, SteelersDepot.com, back with some Pittsburgh Steelers recap and reaction to their 29-10 loss to the Kansas City Chiefs on Wednesday on Christmas Day. Pittsburgh now 10-6 on the season in the midst of a 3-game losing streak. Let's talk about it. Before we start, if you guys could like this video, subscribe to the channel, and check out the site, SteelersDepot.com. Would really appreciate that. Want to wish you all a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And unfortunately, Pittsburgh didn't give us much to be cheerful about today. Pittsburgh really getting outclassed by the Chiefs and have lost 3 in a row. And I'm recording this at halftime of the Ravens game. They're up on the Texans by the funky score of 17-2. So I imagine they're going to hold on, win that game, and really be in firm control of the AFC North exiting today. But to the Steelers game, a lot more of the same, frankly. Pittsburgh, they talk the talk, and they talk about the issues that they have, and they recognize them. They're obvious, but they just don't get corrected. Where you turn the ball over too much offensively, that's been an uptick of that lately, especially in crucial real estate. Russ's fumble at the goal line against the Ravens, the red zone interception picked off in the end zone today. Those things are just going to be killer for most offenses, especially one like Pittsburgh that's not going to put up 40 points at will in a team that's struggling. And so you do yourself no service that in those situations. There seems to be miscommunication on the interception that Wilson threw. Pickens broke his route off, supposed to run that vertically, try to hold the backside safety. That didn't happen, but Russ still probably should have seen that safety wasn't moving for whatever reason, doesn't matter why, and not thrown that football. And so that's crucial there. The run game, it felt like Baltimore where there was efficiency, it was effective. Jalen Warren ran really well, and they leaned on him, and as they should. He was trying to bring juice and energy and, a clearly more successful runner than what Najee Harris had going in this game. Harris had some garbage yards late, but there wasn't the volume there because Pittsburgh inefficient, unable to control the clock. I'm pulling up some of the third down stats right now. Pittsburgh 8 of 13. There might have been some garbage time inflating those numbers, same time of possession. But Pittsburgh not able to really sustain in this one and really get some of those drives going early. We talk about Pittsburgh's terrible starts, getting behind. You dig yourself a 13-0 hole against the Chiefs. That's very playoff-like for Pittsburgh, where they're down early trying to claw their way back, and it's just not enough. And kind of felt that way early in this one. Pittsburgh has always played behind Mahomes and just frankly played behind a lot of teams. Pittsburgh does not have a first drive touchdown this year. One of 3 teams, I think it is, to do so. It's the second longest active streak in the NFL behind the Seattle Seahawks. Pittsburgh's last score came in Week 16 last year, that Rudolph to George Pickens touchdown. So, the pass protection was poor. Russell Wilson sacked 5 times. Broderick Jones, Dan Moore Jr. struggling. Of course, you had holding call by Darnell Washington that wipes away that Jalen Warren touchdown. Next play is the Wilson interception. So those things really add up in this one. Washington had his struggles, gave up a sack off of play action, that snatch and trap he likes to use, which has been effective. Not so today. But just offensively, the turnovers, you give away 2 of those. Freiermuth on a short field, Wilson in the Chiefs' end zone. You're not going to beat Mahomes that way, really, no matter what else happens. Maybe the game would have been closer if you clean up other areas, but you lose a turnover battle 2-0. I'm sure, I don't know what the stats are against Kansas City in that regard, but it's probably close to 100% victory for the Chiefs. 2-0 disadvantage in any game puts your winning percentage at a really small number. So just Pittsburgh not taking care of the football. They'd done so throughout the season. Their turnover differential at one point was plus 18, tops in football. It's backsliding, and so are the Steelers. Just one other quick thought. I'm just kind of thinking top of my head here. Obviously, Pittsburgh just still not able to get those easy completions in the pass game. You see Mahomes, you see the Chiefs, you see around the league. 1st and 10, you're able to get 5-6 yards, get your offense going. Pittsburgh just cannot get that kind of stuff. Their play action game has not been as effective lately. The boot game hasn't been there. Teams are really keying in on that, taking that away. The run game was giving them some first down success, but Pittsburgh just so bad on first down. It puts them in third down too often, period. And then third and long situations. Pittsburgh came into this game the worst first down offense in football. That has continued for several seasons. It's not new this year, but it's as bad as it's been this season. And so they just can't find ways to get completion. Some third and short where, I'm sure things aren't open, but, it's 3rd and 2. They can't get anything there. Wilson has to hold on to the football, becomes a scramble drill, all that kind of stuff. You just see teams around the league able to to have good scheme and good calls and be able to win in those moments with the scheme as the Chiefs did, Pittsburgh cannot. Defensively, man, where to begin in this one? You thought you'd get back to Sean Elliott, got healthier for this game. Dante Jackson returns. Larry Ogunjobi returns. Obviously, Joey Porter Jr. did not play, but Porter's presence is not going to dictate the outcome based on how things went. The tackling, I guess, was better. Everything else, though, not really. I mean, the run defense was better, but the Chiefs don't have the run game the Ravens do. But communication breakdowns, red zone breakdowns, tight ends being open. Pittsburgh has just been absolutely owned by tight ends. At least the last 2 games, they've given up 3 touchdowns over the last, since Saturday, really since the weekend. Andrews had one, likely had one against Baltimore, and the one by Kelsey today, wide open. All 3 tight ends have been essentially wide open, and at least 2 clear coverage busts on those 3 scores. The likely one, probably 3. There was a team of miscommunication. Point is, Pittsburgh's terrible in situational football, red zone football. They're 4 or 5. Kansas City was 4 or 5 in the red zone today. Pittsburgh's allowing teams to convert over 70% of the time in the red zone since the bye week. That has been such a detriment to them. That's why they can't keep the score down. That's why teams are putting up at or above 30 points. Chiefs 29 in this one. Essentially there, they would have gotten there if this game would have been anything more remotely competitive. 389 yards allowed, all that kind of stuff there. But yeah, Pittsburgh just not able to get the pass rush. I thought the Chiefs had a great game plan. The ball was getting out super quick. I think there was a stat Mahomes had, one of his quickest, snap to throw times of the season. And so Pittsburgh's one real, hopefully, trump card was that pass rush against the beat-up Chiefs offensive line that's shifted and moved around some parts. Chiefs countered that very well. That first drive of the first half, the opening drive of the first 2 drives of the second half where they used motion, they used a quick game, RPO game. Pittsburgh had no answers. They were on their heels the entire time, and you could really feel the Chiefs be one step ahead, outclassing, out scheming, and of course, out executing the Steelers. And then just some missed opportunities too, be it not recovering a fumble on a punt. That's happened twice now in the past 3 games. That one against the Eagles, Pittsburgh couldn't recover, and the one today, both forced by Mark Robinson, so kudos to him. Patrick Queen dropping an interception, all that kind of stuff, where the ball just not able to bounce their way, with Pittsburgh not creating their own luck too. And so that's obviously a factor. Pittsburgh 0 takeaways in this one. They had the 1 against Baltimore, had a couple against Philadelphia, but the last 2 weeks, just 1 takeaway. That's not Pittsburgh Steelers football. It's not the model in which they win, and obviously they're not winning right now. So those are my thoughts. It's nothing that probably surprised you in this one. It's more of the same, so we're just going to repeat ourselves and see what happens. Pittsburgh 11 days to get ready for this regular season finale, and we'll see what the AFC North path looks like. I know no one's really focused on that right now. I know many people are ready to throw in the towel on the season, and I understand the frustration. I'm frustrated too. Clearly not how I want to spend my Christmas doing all of this, as I'm sure you agree. But, get the Bengals game, get a win, wildcard game, never know what could happen, and we'll take it from there. But obviously this team backsliding at the worst time. They're so prone to these 3-game losing streaks where they just stack bad plays. They're typically able to get out of the hole as they did last year, but can they do it this year? It's going to be even a bigger challenge, I think. So yeah, lot of issues here clearly. And yes, they're playing good teams, but if you want to be a good team, if you want to win a playoff game, you got to beat some good teams. And Pittsburgh can't even hang with good teams. They've lost these 3 games by 13 or 14 plus points, by double digits, we'll just say, and just looked really non-competitive, which really sums up where Pittsburgh is at right now. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Appreciate you guys watching. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and check out the site SteelersDepot.com. Thank you again, and we'll talk to you soon.